welcome back to NH Unscripted, you lucky listeners. I'm Ray Dudley, your host. We are coming to you from the Taj Mahal-like digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. You know the routine. Kick back on those water beds. Make sure the heater's on. It's a little pro tip for you there. Get the lava lamp going. Fire up the incense, baby, because we got another great one for you today. Get out those Sony Walkmans. You'll find us at 1450 AM, 103.9 FM. That's Concord-based. 101.9 FM for the beautiful souls in Manchester. And our URL is nhtalkradio.com. So much is happening out there. Tell you a little bit more about that later as the show goes on. I need to thank my sponsor, the law offices of Shaheen Gordon. My goodness, getting towards the end of the year. You know, get some bad weather coming in, by the way, which means you might slip, slide, get hurt, get in an accident. Everybody should know a good lawyer. Say it with me. Everybody should know a good lawyer. That's another pro tip. Won't tell you why I needed mine, but my parole officer knows. Anyway, their URL is ShaheenGordon.com. ShaheenGordon.com. Their phone number is 603-614-5560. I joke about them all the time, but they are incredible attorneys. They have a suite of people. It's unbelievable. You go over their office, just loaded with new attorneys. They're busy. They're in Concord, Dover, Manchester, Nashua, Peterborough, Hawaii. Yes, you heard me correct. Hawaii. Once again, everybody should know a good lawyer. And I mean everybody. That includes anybody listening. ShaheenGordon.com, 603-614-5560. All right. I'm going to jump right in here. I have a guest on the line. Michael Dahan. Is that how I pronounce your last name, Michael Dahan?
Dahan, yes.
Dahan. Thank you very much. So, folks, I get this interesting little email saying that Michael might be a compelling fit for the show. Michael, okay. Why would that be? Unbelievable. What we're going to get into today is just mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. So, Michael, first, let me say welcome. Good morning.
Thank you. It's great being here.
Dude, I was, I assume, for the most part, that we're going to talk about yes, repeat, no, your film. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
When I watched it, Michael, I have so many rabbit holes to go down for this one. From the black and white filming of it to the actors and the actress behind the screen there. But first of all, tell us about the movie, why you did it, why you created it. Is it a love project? Coming from your heart? Where did this whole thing come from?
Oh, it's a labor of love. I mean, this is a film that's very personal to me. It's biographically, it's about a man named Giuliano Miracamis, who was an actor himself, started out as an actor, and became an activist, started a theater company in Jenin, where he was working with Palestinian youth and teenagers, teaching them how to kind of process their trauma through performance in a nonviolent way, right? As a form of kind of nonviolent resistance, teaching them about theater, teaching them about acting. And what I found was so fascinating about him was that, I found a video of him on YouTube where he kind of jokingly predicts how he's going to die. And he says, I think some asped-up Palestinian is going to shoot me in the head, right? And, I didn't make much of that video itself, but then I found out that a few years later, something like that happened. He was assassinated on the steps of his theater company. And though it was never conclusively understood whether it was a Palestinian or an Israeli or whoever shot him, that nobody came to light. It was an interesting story to tell because there were a lot of people who had reasons to be suspicious of him. Palestinians, at least the older Palestinians in the community, had a real problem with him putting boys and girls on stage together, especially boys cross-dressing, which, in the theater is really not that radical of a thing to do.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people in the Palestinian community and the Arab community were kind of suspicious of him, and then Israelis thought that he was collaborating with Palestinians. And some Palestinians even thought he was a spy for the Israelis. So it was an interesting story because he was an interesting human being. His father was Palestinian Christian and his mother was Jewish. So he himself was kind of, fractured as a human being. And that to me was the most interesting thing. As an Israeli, that region is very personal to me biographically. And so it was important for me to find a way to talk about it. And he seemed like a really interesting figure.
Is the film out in theaters now?
No, the film is on all video-on-demand services, so you can get it on Amazon Prime, you can get it on Apple TV, and most of the cable services, local and national, have a video-on-demand option for it. So we had a festival run in 2023. We did maybe 12 or 13 festivals, and we won some pretty good jury prizes and, best film and best director prizes. So it had its kind of, very limited theatrical run at festivals, really. We could never find a distributor to distribute it nationally in theaters because movies like this have a very, very hard time finding theatrical distribution. Difficult subject matter.
Yeah, no kidding. So the film is called Yes, Repeat, No. I want to get into that title a little bit in a minute. And it's in black and white, it's beautiful, by the way. It's absolutely beautiful. And the way it's done is just... Oh, before I go too far, do you have a URL for it? Do you want to throw out a URL for where folks can...
Yeah, the URL for the film is yesrepeatnofilm.com.
Great. How's the feedback been on it?
I mean, here's the thing about this film is the feedback has been really great, regardless of how difficult the material is. The hardest part about this film is getting people to actually see it, because it's a really big ask. It's not an easy film to watch. It's somewhat dense and very dialogue heavy. But once people kind of commit the time to it, I found that the reaction has been really positive.
Yeah, when I was watching, I couldn't get away from it. I kept trying to take a break, but I'm like, wait, I'm going to miss something. I'm going to miss something if I get up right now. Even if I paused it, I would back it up 15 seconds or so because I wanted to make sure that the whole train of thought was complete for me. How long did it take you to make this? When did you start, and was it could you do it in a weekend? Doesn't look like it, obviously, but
no. This was 10. It took us 10 days. I mean, we started shooting this. It was coming out of COVID. I was trying to curate an exhibition of Palestinian and Israeli artists, trying to put them together in an exhibition about work that comes out of intergenerational trauma. Because something really interesting happens when people kind of stop talking about their trauma and then a generation or two later they start making artwork about it. And I had some really amazing artists lined up and I couldn't get them to agree to be in a gallery together, meaning Palestinians and Israelis just had reservations about it. So I was kind of stuck with an open gallery. This was, March or April of, I'm going to say 2021. And I had to put a show together by October, and the gallery director said, listen, I don't care what you do. You've got a gallery, and you got to fill it in October. Why don't you make a film since you're also a filmmaker? I mean, and this is anybody who's made films understands that it's really hard to make a film between, April of one year and October of the same. But I decided to just give it a try, and I found this kind of story of Juliana Mercamis, and we went into production in July. It was a 10-day shoot on a stage. We had 8 hours a day, couldn't afford any overtime, 2 hours for the actors and hair and makeup and wardrobe, and then 6 hours on stage shooting. So it was, 10 6-hour days where we were shooting continuously because we shot almost everything. We didn't stop rolling. We had probably 4 cameras on dolly tracks and another camera roving around, handheld, with the behind-the-scenes crew. So coming out of that, we had something like 250 hours of footage because we just didn't stop shooting. Rehearsing the script was part of the shooting process, and then shooting it was part of the shooting process. So there was nothing we didn't shoot.
When it first starts up, I'm I'm in the confusion with the actors, to be honest with you.
Right.
I'm like,
right. Which is good.
It was
Okay.
always such a great tool. It was brilliant. I'm like, where is I? They don't understand what's going on. I don't understand what's going on. Oh, hang on. You hear the music, Michael? I got to take a break.
Yeah.
Dang.
Okay.
This is the first segment. Down that fast. Can you believe that? Oh, my friends, you are listening to NH Unscripted. This old man is happy to be out of bed today. I'll tell you, we are coming to you from the petticoat-like junction of the WKXL studios in Concord, 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on your Sony Walkmans, 101.9 FM for those beautiful souls in Manchester. Michael Dahan is on the phone with us, and we got some interesting topics to get into. We'll be right back.